Hello, lovely people. Happy New Year. I hope you had an absolute belter. I hope your Christmas or any other holiday you were celebrating was wonderful. You spent time with your family, hopefully. And you got some lovely presents if you were indeed celebrating some holiday that presents were a part of. I got this. Oh, look at that. It works exactly as it should. It's so good. No more books, no more of this falling on the table and nearly off the table a few times. And I got myself a camera. Well, my parents kindly got me a camera stand, so this is where you're seeing me from. No more big pile of books on the table as well. And I'm back to playing chess. Intense week ahead. I am filming this in the evening because my introduction video, I just watched it. I'm editing now and it was awful. Very low energy. I was very tired this morning. So I played a rapid game. You're going to see that shortly. And then I'll come back after the rapid game and do a little outro with a tiny bit of analysis. Santonti. I'm going to play a Sicilian and I'm going to, in this game, not get too far behind on time. Essential, I think. I've been thinking way too long in the openings and getting stuck. So I know knight f3, I should be playing d6. Don't think I've ever seen that move before. I want to get on with developing my bishop to g7. Any opportunity I can take to do that. Apart from maybe I should be pushing the knight to g6 to f6 because that has a tempo on the pawn. No, let's go in with this because the knight could be asked a question and I don't really want to be doing this stuff. Okay, I'm going to go in straight away with this. So I almost took with the pawn. A5 check, winning the pawn on more favourable terms. I think the other thing about playing more quickly is there's a psychological advantage, especially at these lower levels. I'm going to go to c7 because I don't want to really be in the firing line of this knight at various points. If I went to c6, c7 is a classic place for the queen in these openings, I believe. And now do I lose my light squared bishop, offer a trade, or do I block with the knight? I can block with the knight. So I want to develop my knight, and if I do that now, then it runs into this, because my bishop's no longer covering that square. And then, it's not terrible though. It's not terrible. I was going to say I'd start with this, unpinning, and then get on with developing, but actually I don't see why I wouldn't do that straight away. I think that's a bit of it's not enough of a problem. I can still just block. If knight d4, then I can just block with bishop d7. Because my opponent has played c3, they can't put the knight on c3 at the moment. If they want to develop their knight, they have to move it to d2, which just gets in the way of the bishop on e3 retreating, the queen looking at the world, and even the other knight, because the other knight can't go back there. Okay, so if I castle now, I can't currently take that bishop, but if I castle, I create the threat of taking the bishop. And it's what I want to do anyway, so I'm going to castle. Take back with the pawn and isolate this one, but strengthen my centre, or keep this duo here and take the queen. If I take with the queen, they have to push because they've got two attackers on that pawn and no defenders, no way to defend it. If they push, is there anything I can do? This is a forcing move, me taking with the queen. What I could do is push this pawn, blocking the e5 square, so white can't push e5. It's a forcing move in the sense that it's a tempo on this bishop But they are in a position to do this. No, that's terrible. That would just lose a bishop, and then they're still in that position. So they can't just take that. They can't just take that pawn. E5. I think they pretty much have to go here, and then take with the queen. And how are you defending that pawn? Because I'm on it twice. This is a nice in-between move, I think. I had just forgotten that this last move by white was them taking a knight, so I'm not quite as happy with the move as I was a second ago. So push, takes. I'm down a pawn at this point, but I'm about to get this pawn, because once I am in that position, they have to go back. I like that. Just going to make sure. I know I'm down on time, but I'm just going to make sure that that's not stupid and I'm not making a silly mistake. So currently down a knight. I know I'm pushing my pawn in front of my bishop. I know this is exactly what I shouldn't be doing, if not for the fact that I'm also winning the pawn in front of the pawn that I'm pushing in front of my bishop. So I should be able to move it forward in the future. I should be able to maintain control of the e4 square. Is there any in-between move that my opponent can make? If I push and they just take it, I take, and then they get away with the bishop, and then I take that pawn. They attack that. Instead of going away there with the bishop, they could come here with the bishop, and then I can't just win that pawn straight away. No, none of this works. But it was good to figure it out. I mean, it wasn't great because I'm down to 7 minutes and 20 seconds, but I'm learning slightly. So back to between the queen and the pawn taking this bishop. I think it's good to keep central control. They have not got a d pawn, so for me to have extra ammunition pointing at the d file in future states, that's good. I'm going to take, because I don't want to. If I just go here, then they can take with attack on my queen and they win this bishop. So I'm going to take, invite the bishop to attack my queen. Okay, I spent far too long on that move earlier, so now I need to make up some time. I'm just trying to maintain the tension. They'll probably just push here. We're trying to maintain the tension and create lots of threats. Like I've got two attackers on here, and I can put my rook there, attacking the bishop. They have actually got a pawn push there now. No, but I would just take and then take again. So I need to get my queen out of the firing line of that fork, but I also need to stop this, so I can't go to either of these two squares. This skewer, sorry. I'm sort of being pushed around here. I was going to go rook b8, but I think that's just at odds with what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to gain control of the d file. I'm trying not to get my queen in the way. If I went rook b8 and then they pushed, there would be a lot of trades on this file. But if they didn't push, then I've just got my rook on b8 in nice harmony with the other rook. Well, the white queen is undefended. So this move does quite well. And then potentially just push. There seems to be a potential for lots of tactics here, so this is defended twice by white. If I move my knight out of the way, applying pressure to these pieces, it seems like there could be something here. I thought I'd get my rooks doubled up so that if things do open up and pieces are moved out of the way, this queen still has a responsibility for defending the d1 rook. And it also means I can do stuff like this. So just before exploding the position and having pieces move all over the place, it's good to get into a bit more piece harmony. That's fine. I want to put it here straight away. I don't want to take and then like get rid of that square for my bishop. So here straight away, and then if takes with the pawn, I'll just take back with the bishop, I think. Or even no, because they can just, if I did go there, they can just take this and they are attacking my queen. So if I take, then they can take back. So that's not good. Let's just take. Odd. I know my back rank's weak, but I have an escape square. And I had to give up that bishop, unfortunately. I want to put my rook on the A file, defending my pawn, attacking their pawn, and actually it's a double attack on that pawn. So I think they'd have to move up, and then I can actually come across here. But they may try and muddy the waters before then, so they can go rook d8, just knight g7, king g7. Instead of rook on the A file, now I can go, not that that queen move changed anything, but I've just realised I can go onto the second rank with my rook. Put pressure on the A2 pawn and threaten queen E2. Could trade queens off here and gain, undouble my pawns. So if they try to go to E3 now, they're going to lose a pawn. So I think they're just going to go back. Didn't expect them to go that kind of back. That seems good for me. They've now trapped their king. Unless they take the long route round, they've trapped their king on the back rank. Oh, terrible. Making moves too quickly. Oh no, I think I was doing quite well. Fair play to them though, that's a nice checkmate. my pawns stop me escaping. Their pawns checkmate me, and then the king backs it up. Quite a nice symmetrical mate. Or like, doubled. I don't feel too bad losing like that. I should have noticed that I was no longer in time trouble and given it more time. But yeah, I was quite happy. I don't want to see the evaluation. But yeah, I was quite happy with this position.
What a killer. That was painful. It wasn't too painful. It was a mistake at the end, in time trouble, but I was a pawn up. I think I was doing a little bit better near the end, and I let it slip. And then I definitely let it slip. Like, that's not a nice position. It's lovely, it's pretty, but from the losing position, it looks a bit cramped and scary. I'm not going to do any analysis. I said I would, but I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. And I'm just going to give you a little sense of like what I'm doing this week and maybe what you can expect from the next few days. So I played a classical game today, and I didn't film that, and I wasn't planning to make a video about that. But I haven't managed to analyze that properly. I had a post-mortem with my opponent, and I haven't managed to analyze my rapid game. But I did manage to do everything else, and the only thing I didn't do because of New Year's and staying up too late is swim. So tomorrow morning I'll swim, and I want to get into the habit of making a video in the car on the way back every day, playing the rapid game, filming that every day. So you'll just have like a regular thing. And if you want to, you can watch the chatting ad hoc in the car. And if you don't want to, there'll be chapters, so you can just skip ahead to the rapid game. And then I'll make a couple of extra videos each week. So you see here on Tuesday and on Thursday, I'm going to create some extra stuff. And I don't know what that is exactly, but it just gives me a bit of creative freedom to do those things. And you can see here I'm doing more exercise. I'm doing workouts on just before lunch. And I haven't been doing enough exercise really, like swimming every so often, but I wasn't consistent with it. And but I haven't been doing any resistance training, so I've just been sort of wilting away as a human being, and just becoming much thinner and feeling less capable, and it affects your mental health. It affects my mental health anyway. So a little bit more exercise, and for the people who are scared of this structure, who think, or at least think I should be scared of this structure, today I mixed up and didn't do opening trading, did something else. And then I did the post-mortem, and the game lasted way longer. So I haven't analyzed the game. That's fine. I'll adjust and make sure I do the analysis sometime tomorrow rather than some other things. So this is what I'm aiming for, and I'll be gentle with myself when I'm not hitting it. All right. Hope you're having a fantastic day. 1st of January, it's a Monday, so all the days this month are going to be nice and expected. Like the 7th will be a Sunday. Very nice. All right, have a fantastic day. Speak to you soon. Bye.